What's up, guys? Justin Morgan here, Carved Up Vegan Muscle. In this video I'm going to talk about what do dietitians actually do, and I've got my spider friend back here with me again, right there. Hopefully he doesn't come down and attack me this time, but there seems to be like a really big misconception, I think, about what people think that dietitians do, like in the hospital or in the nursing home, which is where most of my experiences are thus far. You know, it'd be great if I got out. There are really like 5 major disciplines that dietitians work in. One is in a long-term care facility, which would be like a nursing home. Another would be, short-term care, which would be the hospital, or, there's short-term care facilities within nursing homes too, so sometimes they're married together in that way, where people go in for like rehabilitation. So, like, there's a wing in the long-term care facility that I work in where people go in for short-term care, and they might go through some type of rehab process with physical therapy or something similar to that until they're able to get mobile enough to go back to their home again. Another one is education. That's a really good one. There's a lot within, like, community nutrition, which is kind of a separate one, but I would have loved to have gone in and done something with community nutrition, and that's still, might be a possibility in my future. And then, of course, research, that, you can always go work in research. So there's at least 5. Some of those kind of blend together in weird ways, but those are kind of like the 5 disciplines that you see within dietetics, and where, dietitians are common work. And then, of course, you can always find ways outside of those to work, but in terms of like institutionalized settings where they're kind of built-in jobs, those are kind of places that you see dietitians pop up and work. And the ones that I have the most experience in, because they came through either clinical experience or that's where I'm working right now, is in the long-term care facility or in the hospital. And I really enjoyed the hospital a lot. When I got out of college, I actually hoped that I would get into working in a hospital. But as it turns out, I primarily have worked in the long-term care facility, which I actually enjoy quite a bit. I like my boss. I like, working with the residents. I like all the people that I work with. It's just kind of a good experience for me right now. At the moment, I'm actually just filling in for someone else, so I'm temporary at the location that I'm at, and hopefully that becomes more of a permanent basis, because it seems to just go well. Like, I fit in well there, so we'll see what happens. I've had several other opportunities come up, but nothing that I really wanted to take. So, but I guess more importantly in this video, what I kind of wanted to talk about was, what do dietitians do? And, I coming into, the dietetics, thought that dietitians, I guess I thought we, like, forced diets onto people or something. Like, I thought, like, we actually made people follow a certain diet, I guess. I don't know if I really gave it that much thought. But I remember one of the very first experiences I had while I was still in college, I went and, which I'll be probably going back to college here soon, but I went and asked, I was working as a dietary aide, just serving food at a long-term care facility, and I remember somebody, like, wanting something, like one of the residents, like, coming in to get something, and, like, I'm like, are they allowed to have that? Like, what? That's not part of their diet. And, like, I was really rigid and flipping out about these things. Not flipping out, but, like, I just wasn't sure if we were allowed to give that to them. And they're like, yeah, they want it. They're, they're resident here. Give it to them. It doesn't matter if it's on their diet or not. So, I kind of right away discovered that, dietitians really don't have that much say over what people eat. We can make recommendations all day long, but the only times that, like, we really get involved with what somebody eats is, one, in the long-term care facility at least, if they're on a mechanically altered diet. So lots of people, due to dysphagia, or, the inability to chew, swallow, or, they have trouble swallowing or something like that, then they might need some type of mechanically altered diet, which they could get a mechanical soft diet where just a lot of their foods are kind of ground, or they could get a pureed diet where, like, their foods are like pudding consistency. So, then, obviously, at that point, we only serve those people those foods, and lots of people have a hard time adjusting to it. Then, if it's a no sugar added diet, like they're diabetic, then, we might not give them refined sugars. But that's really about it. Like, we don't really do a whole lot with their diet. We don't we don't go in and take food away from people. They can kind of be free to do whatever they want, and then we just have to chart and know, what kind of care we're giving them and what we're doing for them. And then where we really get heavily involved is with people that are having weight loss, weight gain in that situation. Usually weight gain is not they're just eating too much and sitting around being inactive and they're getting fat. Usually it's more of a case that they are having, they're holding more water, they have edema. Usually they're on some type of diuretic to have water pulled off or something. They're adjusting medications. For weight losses, that's a really bad sign in the nursing home, because a lot of times it will mean that there's some type of wasting, like muscle wasting. They're passing away. They're, succumbing to whatever kind of end-stage disease that they've, come to the nursing home on. And so, that's really never a good sign. And then skin or wound care, we do increase, protein intake for those people, both calories and protein, so it's not uncommon that we'll give them 3 shakes a day that increase both, that would be about 600 calories, so they're 200 calories a piece, and then that would be 18 additional grams of protein that person gets every day. So not crazy amounts, like when you think of a bodybuilder recommending protein amounts, but definitely more with the calories and the protein to affect overall wound healing. And that's not uncommon to see either, especially, for someone that is stuck in a reclining position and maybe they don't want to move, or, or they came to the facility with some type of wound, which isn't uncommon either, especially, people come from the hospital, maybe they had surgery or something like that. But those are just, a few different things that we look at and that we deal with every day. And then, of course, quarterly, most of the patients that or residents that I'm around need some type of assessment done, so that we document what is going on with them at that point in time, and that takes up a lot of time. So those are kind of the primary things that I at least do, and then I think most dietitians in those types of environments do. Obviously, I mentioned some other environments like the community nutrition, which is really a great thing I would love to be a part of in the future. Education and research that I really don't have a lot of experience in. So those are as much as I think I can comment on the field of dietetics and what dietitians do. Look back for more videos, and I will talk to you guys soon. Take it easy.